This is Grant takes command 2 from MMP Games of playing scenario 11, the 1864 Overland campaign with the Shenandoah expansion. Now, this is quite an interesting problem for the Confederacy. What's happening here is pretty much what was happening in Georgia in the approach to Atlanta, in the fact that the Confederates are trying to form a line, which they did at Spotsylvania, and try and fight a defensive battle. But the Union aren't attacking as one formation. They're coming in as a set of like 3-4 columns, and they've got enough strength to work their way around your flanks all the time. So even though you think you can hold them, you can't. And now the Confederacy could launch an attack and smash at one corps, but they'd be probably just sticking their neck in a noose, and you could end up with the Union bagging the entire army if you're not careful. As a Confederate commander, I am really struggling to actually defend against this type of approach. Slightly different from what happened in reality, that Grant did keep his army really closely concentrated and just slid across the front of the Confederate forces, always pushing them south and east. But this is a really tricky one for the Confederacy. In terms of actual fighting, the Union managed to attack. They managed to get an assault attack on one of the weakest Confederate formations and absolutely chewed it to pieces. Completely wrecked it, basically. The Confederates can't afford losses like that. So it's not going too well up north. We're looking down south around Petersburg, same sort of thing. The Union have got a lot of strength here. They're not bottled up in this peninsula here. They've got units where they're approaching the Petersburg defences, really from several points, and they've gradually forced the Confederate units back on the Petersburg defences. They've also got units pushing here up north to Richmond. Now they really need to switch what they're doing here from Petersburg and move to Richmond. That's where all the victory points are. So they'll probably dislocate this attack that's going down here and move northward in the subsequent turns. In the Shenandoah Valley, we've got the fact that the Union's big problem here is that units are out of supply, and they're going to get disorganised at the end of this turn. Confederate forces are gradually building up in Augusta County, but they're still not particularly strong. The Confederates have got access to quite a few off-board units south of the Shenandoah Valley, but there are equivalent Union units waiting around as well. So those are off-board, really keeping each other in check. So we're pretty much at the end of turn 9 now, with another 31 turns to go, and it does not look at all good for the Confederacy here. The main army in Northern Virginia is under a lot of pressure here, and I'm struggling to see how I'm gonna stop this retreat from becoming a rout.